Stimulus update from the Atlas Post on April 16th, 2020. Now, I'll just call this Show Me the Money because House Democrats Congressman Ro Khanna and Tim Ryan have introduced new legislation to send Americans additional cash payments. Now, they are calling this the Emergency Money for the People Act, and in this, it's a $2,000 monthly payment, and payments continue until unemployment rates return to pre-coronavirus levels, and it's a $500 monthly payment for each dependent. Now here's the great part is, this legislation, they said pre-coronavirus levels, provides $2,000 per month through the economic crisis for up to 12 months. And Ro Khanna is from the 17th District in California, which is the Bay Area, and Tim Ryan is from the 13th District of Ohio. And I don't know about you, but in the Bay Area, in Silicon Valley, homeless people, now here in Los Angeles, the homeless people have been an issue, but up there, people even making $150,000 a year have been homeless because the cost of housing is so expensive. So that gives you a little bit of background for that. So the Emergency Money for the People Act is to provide additional cash payments for hardworking Americans who have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. While the CARES Act was an important step, it's a one-time payment and doesn't do enough to support families, especially because it looks like we're going to be staying home longer than we had anticipated. So the Emergency Money for the People Act expands relief to more Americans and includes a $2,000 monthly payment to every qualifying American over the age of 16 for up to 12 months. It also fixes a bug in the CARES Act to ensure college students and adults with disabilities can still receive the payments even if claimed as a dependent. The Emergency Money for the People Act additionally recognizes that not everyone has a bank or a home address to receive a check, so it allows individuals to get this money through direct deposit, check, prepaid debit card, or mobile money platforms such as Venmo, Zelle, or PayPal. So here's the good part, is while this is going on, Representative Ro Khanna said Americans need sustained cash infusions for the duration of this crisis in order to come out on the other side alive, healthy, and ready to get back to work. Because I don't know about you, but for a lot of people, if they're not making money and the bills are still piling up, they're going to seriously be in the hole, especially if they're not able to make any money. So they are urging leadership to include this bill in the fourth COVID relief package to support the American working class. The economic impact of this virus is unprecedented for a country as millions of Americans file for unemployment week over week. We have to work quickly to patch the dam, and that means putting cash in the hands of hardworking families. So this is Congressman Tim Ryan. Many Ohioans are just receiving or about to receive the first cash payment that we passed in the CARES Act. So this is now for Congress to get to work on the next step to provide relief. So, under the Emergency Money for the People Act, monthly cash assistance payments would be guaranteed for at least 6 months and would renew for another 6 months unless the employment to population ratio for people ages 16 and older returns to the pre-COVID crisis employment level of 60%. These payments would not count as income in order to protect eligibility for any of the income-based state or federal government assistance programs. So, eligibility. In other words, are we qualified and can we get it? So every American age 16 or older and making less than $130,000 annually would receive at least $2,000 per month. And this is also for married couples earning less than $260,000. They would receive at least $4,000 per month. So qualifying families with children will also receive an additional $500 per child, and families will receive funds for up to 3 children. For example, I love how they give you examples. A couple making under $260,000 with 3 kids would receive $5,500 per month. Those who had no earnings, were unemployed, or are currently unemployed would also be eligible. Those who are not eligible in 2019 or 2018 but would be eligible in 2020 could submit at least 2 consecutive months of paychecks to verify income eligibility. The Emergency Money for the People Act also expands the program to millions more Americans who were excluded from the CARES cash rebates, such as college students and adults with disabilities who are still claimed as a dependent. The individual will receive the payment and their parent or guardian will receive the dependent credit. So Representatives Khanna and Ryan proposed the first cash infusion plan a month ago, which the administration and Senate Republicans embraced, and was passed into law with the CARES Act. But as a record number of Americans have filed for unemployment in the past week, it's clear a one-time payment will not be remotely sufficient. In some places, this does not even cover a month's rent. And if you will notice, it's $1,200 flat, so that does not take into consideration whether you live in New York or Los Angeles, San Francisco, or maybe you live somewhere like Nebraska or Alabama where the cost of living is a lot lower. So, of course, for more information, you can go to Representative Ro Khanna's website, which I will include at the bottom of the video in the description. And the full bill text can be found here, and I will include a hyperlink also for that. So, cross your fingers. You ready? $2,000.